Hey guys, Brook Applejack here, and today I'm doing Phantasialand vs. SeaWorld San Diego, the long-awaited rematch of Taron vs. Manta. And so, let's get right into this, huh? Starting us off, we have Phantasialand, and let's get ready for some pre-analysis. Phantasialand is looking for revenge. In the first round, Taron did take the loss to Manta. That was very controversial, and I still stand by that opinion that Manta is better, but still. Anyways, that's not going to stop them. As a whole park, they are certainly a lot stronger, and it is certainly very, very balanced. It does have thrills, but it also has plenty of family rides, which will create a balanced park. However, most of those coasters are family coasters, and they might not be major hits with coaster enthusiasts. But don't get me wrong, Taron and Black Mamba are still really awesome coasters and should not be doubted. Overall, Phantasialand is a great and balanced park. Despite most of their lineup consisting of family coasters, they are often near the top of their class and still do have adrenaline-packed rides like Taron and Black Mamba. Let's get ready for SeaWorld San Diego's pre-analysis. This was a major victory for Californians and San Diegans everywhere when Manta pulled off one of the biggest and most surprising upsets in not just my series, but any coaster battle on YouTube. However, this is not the time for celebration because they've got a very tough Phantasialand opponent ahead of them. And this park is certainly growing. They have a very bright future ahead, and they will be one of the better parks in Southern California in a few years. But this park is not perfect. SeaWorld San Diego does lack good flat rides. Yes, this is one of the park's major flaws. They do have some kiddie flats, and they have a Huss airboat, but that's an extremely weak collection still. But hey, they still have a good park, and it's very unique, plus you got Mission Bay in the background. Overall, SeaWorld San Diego is a fun and unique park with a great future ahead. Although it lacks good flats, its animals' views and charm makes up for it. And now, let's get ready for the fight. We have Phantasialand taking on SeaWorld San Diego. Let the battle begin! Sorry if that last thing sounded a little bit too enthusiastic. But anyways, let's start us off with the multi-launch coasters. And we already established that Manta was superior. If you want a more in-depth look at that, then just go watch that other video. But Manta is better. But and that's actually surprisingly it for the comparable coasters. We have Black Mamba, give them 2 points. Winja's, I think it's called. Colorado Avalanche, Rake, and the Temple of the Nighthawk will give them 1 point each. However, SeaWorld San Diego can combat with Electric Eel, which will give them 2 points. Sorry about that, that just, I had, like, a little bit of a storage issue there. Anyways, Phantasialand does have a drop tower, and SeaWorld San Diego does not. So it's an easy 1.5 points for Phantasialand. Flat rides. Phantasialand has 1 flat ride, and believe it or not, SeaWorld San Diego does too. So they have the same amount. So 9.5 to 7, Phantasialand leads. Dark rides. Phantasialand has Masa Chocolate, and SeaWorld San Diego has Ocean Explorer and Wild Arctic. So it's a 1 point for each dark ride that will make Phantasialand have a 10.5 to 9 advantage. Water rides. The German park has 3 water rides. The San Diego park has 2 water rides because Journey to Atlantis has very many water ride parts, and it would just be ignoring that. So, yeah. Family and kid rides. Fantasia has a lot more. I didn't feel like counting all of them. They just have so many more. I think SeaWorld San Diego has like 3 or 4. I'm not sure. But there's just so many more at Phantasialand. Extras and bonus attractions. SeaWorld San Diego is like right on Mission Bay. That is so awesome. They have a sky ride that'll take you out of the park completely and will take you over the water. That's incredibly unique, and it has world-famous shows as well on the mainland. Anyway, prices. Overall, Phantasialand is cheaper. If you want to see what the prices are, just pause the video. Location. I hate to sound like a broken record, but Mission Bay is just, oh wow, it's really beautiful, guys. It's really awesome. 7.5 to 15, Phantasialand's lead, but SeaWorld San Diego is holding its ground. Park appearance. Both do great at this, but I have to give the edge to San Diego because it's just really nice and has beautiful landscaping. And of course, there's Mission Bay. But it's still really, really good. Both parks do awesome at this. Animals. SeaWorld San Diego has animals, and I'm not sure about you guys, but I like animals. And many other people do too. And they do shows, and have aquariums, and do a bunch of stuff with them, and that's really cool. And it's a major component of their park, and I would feel really guilty about ignoring it, so I'm giving them a point. That means that SeaWorld San Diego has taken the lead, guys. Operations both do an outstanding job at this, but I wouldn't take one over the other. So it's 19 to 18.5 SeaWorld San Diego. And the winner is, by half of a point, SeaWorld San Diego! And Manta is the victor again, but it's for a good reason. Both parks are insanely nice, and I would take any of these parks in a heartbeat. They're really good parks overall. But there's a lot of things that SeaWorld San Diego has that Phantasialand really can't combat with. In terms of rides, yes, Phantasialand is far superior. But SeaWorld San Diego is just so more skilled in everything else. The bay in the back, mixed with the animals and high-quality shows, will give this park the win. The winner is SeaWorld San Diego. Next time on Theme Park and Coaster Battles. And oh yeah, and Kraken versus Medusa was canceled, unfortunately. We have Superman Escape from Krypton versus Accelerator at Knott's Berry Farm. I'm Thrill Capital Jake, and I'll see you guys later.